Yes.
The law indeed
The law indeed
was given through Moses.
was given through Moses. Continue.
Grace and truth.
Grace came through.
Grace and truth
Grace and truth
came through Jesus
came
Christ.
through Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is beautiful explanation about this righteousness through faith in Jesus Christ and righteousness through the law. So this is the way St. John expressed. He always go by the grace and faith. He says, in His fullness, everybody say, in His fullness, we all have received grace upon grace. That is, say in the baptism we received grace, and we received again grace upon grace in confirmation, and grace upon grace in Eucharist. And what is grace? Grace is the participation of divine nature into the human nature, transforming the human nature to divine. So it is the grace which transforms human life and to give fullness of God. So verse 16 says, the law came through Moses, but grace came through Jesus. So now we are going to understand from St. Paul teaching Romans chapter 10. St. Paul says why the Israelite Jews, why and how they will be saved, and what is their problem, why they are not able to understand this. Please read.
Brothers and sisters, my heart's desire and prayer to God for them is that they may be saved.
Continue.
I can testify that they have a zeal for God, but it is not enlightened. For being ignorant of righteousness that comes from God and seeking to establish their own, they have not submitted to God's righteousness.
Okay. Romans 10, St. Paul clarifies. He says about the Jews, he says, my heart desire and prayer to God on their behalf is for their salvation, that they all must be saved. I testify with regard to them that they have zeal for God. What is the translation says? Word 2. Romans 10:2.
I can testify that they have a zeal for God.
Yes. I can testify that they have zeal for God. Now, but that zeal is not with the right understanding. That's the problem. It is not discerning. What is written there?
But it is not enlightened.
It is not enlightened. Now what is the problem? Next word please. In their unawareness of the righteousness that comes through faith in God, please read.
For being ignorant of the righteousness that comes from God and seeking to establish their own, they have not submitted to God's righteousness.
Continue.
For Christ is the end of the law, so that there may be righteousness for everyone who believes.
Christ is the end of the law. Don't be misunderstanding. Christ came to fulfill the law. So when He fulfills the law, He justifies everybody. He justifies. How He justifies? Whoever believes in Him become children of God. When we are children of God, like I was telling about our child, our son, he has done some notorious thing to the neighbor's home, or he has stolen 1,000 euros, but I cannot punish him because he is my son. I cannot dismiss him. I cannot send him away. So, those who believe in Jesus Christ, they become children of God. For them, there is a new law. What is the new law? What is the new law? The new covenant. Righteousness of the kingdom. Now we got an overview of this, but not everything clear. Now I will help you in another way. Right from the origin. What happened in the Garden of Eden? Normally, we all have been told that Adam and Eve were banished from the garden because of their sin. It is considered, normally we consider that as a punishment, yes or no? Correct? Now, this is where we have to make a correct thinking. That is not right. So let us read that. Let us take Genesis chapter 3, 21 and 22. Or first read 22, then we read 21. Genesis chapter 3, 22 says,
Then the Lord God said.
Then everybody please take that. Genesis chapter 3, 22. Then the Lord God said, yes please.
See, the man has become like one of us.
See, the man has become like one of us,
Knowing good and evil.
knowing good and evil.
And now he might reach out his hand
And now he might reach out his hand,
and take also
take also
from the tree of life
the tree of life
and eat
and eat it
and live forever.
and live forever. Continue.
Therefore,
Therefore,
the
the Lord God
sent him forth
sent him forth
from the Garden of
from the
Eden.
Garden of Eden. Now, pay attention especially. The Lord God said, if they stretch their hand to the tree of life and eat of it, what will happen? They will live forever. They will become immortal. You understand? What is the problem if they become immortal? What happens if they live forever? Because they were already in sin. They were already in sin and they are deprived of the life. Their soul is dead. How can that condition be changed? Only after Jesus' coming. Jesus only can do expiation for their sin. Till such time, their soul is dead. They are in evil situation. In that dead situation, in that evil situation, if they eat the fruit of the tree of life, they will become eternal in evil. They will become immortal in sin. Then they cannot be saved. Then they cannot be saved. Then they cannot be saved. Do you understand this? You understand this? No. That is, Adam and Eve have already done the sin, correct? What is sin? What have they done? When they committed sin means, so when they commit,